I stop it, if you have something to say, you can say, then we proceed. You proceed. Where I'm concerned now is this very man that has these informations refusing to name the people. When there was a direct question, the girl paused him and asked him, who is trying to take over Nigeria? Because he was explaining that people were trying to take over Nigeria.
It's a straightforward question, but he doesn't want to answer it straightly. Why? Because he's a one Nigerianist himself who believes that, again, they don't want to rock the boat. That is the thing. Because these guys have personally a vested interest, and regardless of the destruction, the retrogressiveness, and all the evil that keeping Nigeria one has brought to everybody, they don't care. So all they care about is to trade their personal interest and to continue to, and there's no solution. And they know it. He's a learned man. He has traveled, he knows everything. But the evil, that same evil that is, should I say, typical, and very, very familiar with our, audio.
It is very disturbing. It's a simple question. And you try to evade that question. The girl called his attention back.
Hello?
Because you have been speaking grammar, and saying so many things, speaking.
Yeah.
And you want people to begin to believe what they're saying.
Yeah.
And the girl asks you, who is trying to take Nigeria? A simple question. Give them a name. Let us know people we are after. Let us know the people who are completely. He never answered the question. He still get ahead and begin to speak many, many grammars.
Yeah.
This is the problem. This is the difference between the white people and a black man. A black man, he will continue to continue to go merry-go-round. Something you will call, name something, name it. This political correctness is one of the reasons Nigeria will never ever be good. This is their political correctness. Still following the same order that was given to them. Don't mention their name. Don't call them terrorists. Don't call them Fulani herdsmen. Don't say that it's an Islamic terrorist.
Yeah.
Don't do those tags. He's still obeying those things while he's speaking, even though he knows that is the danger. How are you going to solve a problem in such
Black people tire me. Black people tire me. I'm sorry to say, but black people tire me. Everybody knows that the Fulanis,
many-headed, only one
are being, of course, they are the one who wants to take over everywhere. Hello?
Hold on, Christian. Hold on. Let me play it for them.
All these tactics are different.
Who is trying to take Nigeria?
Now, let me put it for you like this. The architecture for the intelligence behind this thing is more than the local intelligence. But they have contacted local actors. You see, there's what they call the ISWAP. The Fulani is there. Then you have the Kanuri-dominated Boko Haram. Then you have Lakurawa, Ansaru, and all those other offshoots of the global template provided by Al-Qaeda. Many-headed, only one heart. And what the idea is to take Nigeria, take West Africa, take the rest of Africa, and then use that resources to dominate the world.
Okay, so it's Al-Qaeda that is trying to take over Nigeria through these different terrorist organizations.
An intelligence created by Al-Qaeda between 1991 and 1996, Osama bin Laden was in Sudan, perfecting the model of how to globalize terrorism and rule the world with Sharia. And he knew they would have to kill Muslims as well. So what we're dealing with is bigger than just a religious problem. It's a supremacist agenda covering its face with Islamic religion.
So for people that may be watching right now, some of them will say we've been hearing about things like this for a long time. Where is the actual evidence? Like what you said Bin Laden drafted in Sudan. Is there a record of it somewhere? Like some people would say, where is the evidence?
This is where the lie lies. When you begin to lie, you say use the word supremacist ideas. Who are those people that are implementing the supremacist ideas? Who are they? Who are those people that own this supremacist idea? You are calling Al-Qaeda. All these people you mentioned, who are they? What do they represent? Why is it difficult for people to name it and call it what it is? Why are you running away from it? And yet you claim to solve a problem. Why are you running away from it? You still join the political correctness.
to the things that you're saying?
Okay, one of the greatest weaknesses of the African nations of the world, including Nigeria, is the inability to mathematize inquiry. That is to collect statistics and data, crunch it, and then do what they call concatenation. That is to join all the dots and use that to come to a conclusion and predict things that when they happen, you will not be surprised. If you follow the media in Nigeria over the past 20-something years, there's nothing I have said beforehand that did not come to pass, including when the color of the terrorist, the color skin of the terrorist is going to change in the latter hours, when they are bringing in people from the Maghreb and they're bringing in other people from outside of our borders. So if you want evidence, I will give you some. Number one, let me give you something very simple. There's no place in the world that has responded to an already documented resurgence of global Islamism by claiming to arrest terrorists, and then you claim that you have de-radicalized them, and then you absorb them into the Nigerian army. You see, that one alone is an amazing case of stupidity. I've never heard of this kind of madness before. An armed robber comes to your house, you arrest him. Instead of prosecuting him, you claim that you have changed his mind, and you now make him join your megadis. That is, of course, one. Number two, if we collate, I can tell you from the beginning, one of the things I discovered from the year 1999 to 2000 was government complicity. And why do I say so? We have reached a stage now where we are not afraid of anything anymore. In those days, we were more afraid of the enemy within than the enemy without. So today, there can be documents that I will give you, we'll put on display. When you find out that young girls are kidnapped, married off, taken away from their husbands, I mean, sometimes young girls are kidnapped, sometimes wives are kidnapped, married off Islamically, and you will see that a summons will come. The governors were aware. I can give you a case where we had to curb a terrorist attack in Kaduna State. We could tell you the modus operandi. It started with Gumi when he came back from Mecca, when he came back from Saudi Arabia. His first tafsir in Kaduna was a call to violence, to slaughter. The VHS came to me because we have been setting up.
Did you hear that? The same Gumi that is going about today, making a case for the bandits. The same Gumi going around everywhere to make a case for bandits. The same Gumi. Listen carefully to the revelation about how Gumi is the origin of this terrorism we are seeing in Nigeria. The role Gumi played and continues to play till today. Today he's even more bold. Today he's even more bold in the open to play the role. Pay attention.
He came back from Mecca, when he came back from Saudi Arabia. His first tafsir in Kaduna was a call to violence, to slaughter. The VHS came to me because we have been setting up early warning systems, and this is what a real early warning system is to prevent something. When we got it, we translated it into English, and at that time it was Obasanjo who was the president of Nigeria. Thank God for the Foursquare General Overseer, who is now late, Wilson Badejo, who assured me that what we prepared and gave to him was given to Obasanjo in his bedroom. But what they didn't know was that we were still monitoring Kaduna to see whether the arms build-up towards the execution was going to stop. When we saw that it was not going to stop, in fact, this is a good example I'm giving you. I had to call a special strategic session with media, because media is a force expander in this new war form, this Hydra-headed war form. At that time, the man they call Additional, who became Buhari's media, whatever, was at that time an editor-in-chief or something in one of the newspapers. They gathered together, and I told them, this is the problem. They are about to kill 600 to 900 people. Femi Additional. They are about to kill 600 to 900 people in Kaduna. And I said to them, we have sent all the information to the army, to all the places. There's nobody stopping them. Unknown to them, we were monitoring. The Gumi boy went into the SSS office in Kaduna laughing and came out laughing. When I got that report in Lagos, we decided to call this media meeting and said, look, how do we solve this? Now, there's a headline that we had to put up where they did as if they interviewed the head of CAN and had to interview Gumi. Immediately, we took the front pages, the full pages in the newspapers and the new media, and the news blew across the world. The queries came to the president of Nigeria. it was reported to me directly that the Gumi boy entered, then it was a small boy, he entered the SSS office. This time he didn't come out laughing. He left the country immediately. Now, this is a guy who has been banned by Saudi Arabia. They didn't allow him to enter Saudi Arabia. Let me give you another proof. I was on television when I found out there was no other way of escape. When an Al Qaeda operative was already appointed as a federal minister in Buhari's government, and I questioned.
Do you mind naming that minister?
What's his name? Something Pantami. How do I know? I supervised an evacuation in 2004 when a young Christian was slaughtered in the mosque of ATBU. That's Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University. Okay? Now, when we supervised that, it was this Pantami who was a lecturer in that university at that time, who put a fatwa on certain students because they preached the gospel to Muslims in a university.
Imagine.
And at that time, when they killed that boy, we had to go and evacuate the others whose names I spoke to them recently. They are still afraid till now. The young guys brought them into Lagos. We made arrangements to take them into other countries where there's better respect for human worth. And then Sunday Achi was the name of the student who was murdered. Okay? At that time, for you to know how this thing works, there was a bishop who was working with the Obasanjo government who went to arrange for the burial of this boy. And when I said, let us make it an issue, they at that time were cooperating because they didn't realize how dangerous this Hydra is. Later, that Hydra attacked that bishop, almost killed him, finished his secretary. Fortunately, they couldn't catch his wife. They maimed him. And today, he's one of the forefront advocates who has realized how dangerous this thing is. I could easily give you many more examples. One of the former head of state who was claiming that there was nothing in his time, I was at a meeting with him in his home in Ota. When he gave me his own version of what he believed was going on, I said to him, sir, during your government, they were already building up more and more, infiltrating more and more. I said, do you remember a meeting you went to have in northern Nigeria when these things happened? When you left, they slaughtered every member of the family.
You see, this thing this man is saying, it started way back from Obasanjo time. The infiltration of the terrorists into the Nigerian government started, it didn't start yesterday. It didn't even start from Buhari. Buhari was only consolidating on all those things. The only time they had a break and a stop was in Goodluck Jonathan. Now you understand why they came out to remove Goodluck Jonathan by fire by force. And even Christians joined them. Christians joined them. Obama, United States, joined them to remove Obama, to remove Goodluck Jonathan. So this infiltration started from the time of Obasanjo. You can see what this man is saying. That he told Obasanjo, even in your own government, they were there. When Obasanjo was claiming shock, that he didn't know. He told him, he said it by using Omar in their meeting with Obasanjo. He told Obasanjo, they are in your government. They have infiltrated. Now you can see that Goodluck Jonathan appearance was a savior. And they saw that Goodluck Jonathan was delaying their move. Goodluck Jonathan was putting an end to them. That was why they fought by on. That was why they have to go to the extent of bringing terrorists from other countries to remove Jonathan. You see why they brought even terrorists. They went and employed terrorists to remove Jonathan. And when Buhari succeeded and entered, they consolidated in all their plans. They consolidated their plans. And today, they have taken over almost the entire structure of Nigerian government. Those of you that are in Nigeria making calls and you are doing this, Pantami still have your information. There is no statistics. A minister of communication is a terrorist, a hardcore terrorist, a member of Al-Qaeda. A member of Al-Qaeda. Once you're minister of information, you can imagine the amount of information he has. You can imagine the structure he has put in place. Sorry for you people. Sorry. Sorry for you people that call yourself Nigerians. That's all I can say. Sorry for you people. Let's continue to listen.
Who was claiming that there was nothing in his time. I was at a meeting with him in his home in Ota. When he gave me his own version of what he believed was going on, I said to him, sir, during your government, they were already building up more and more, infiltrating more and more. I said, do you remember a meeting you went to have in northern Nigeria when these things happened? When you left, they slaughtered every member of the family that entertained you. I said they were sending you a warning to back off. Now, some years later, he went for a security meeting outside Nigeria, and I think when they showed him the build-up of what is coming into Nigeria when the final phase comes. Look, the Nigerian army in totality, everybody knows what the number is. The last time they engaged the BH on 3 war fronts, it took almost 2.5 weeks to overcome. So everybody realizes that if you think the Nigerian army can withstand a combined forces of what ISWAP has planned in the future, what is working for us right now is very simple. Nigeria is 220 million people strong. The number of all these people who want to swallow Nigeria, they are not even up to 450,000. Now, the strength of this is, let me break one nonsense that is going all around. And this is what we have to be careful to counsel the US government about. Anybody who looks and thinks that the Fulani is a primary problem is a joker. The Fulani is not the primary problem. All the combined forces of all these people is not up to 400 and something million. Now, is it this ill-educated...
400 and something thousand.
Yes. All these ill-educated, all these, what can I say, anachronistic human beings who are wearing loincloths all over the whole place, do you think that they are the real problem? Listen, the Fulanis have told you that they were busy using their six when people came and gave them AK-47s and took their children to go and train. Why don't we realize that it's the intelligence that is arranging logistics, that is arranging safe passage for them? I have boys in the army. We used to pray for them.
Government.
When they locate the enemy position in the Nigerian army, a signal comes from Abuja that they should not attack. The signal will be delayed. After 3 hours, they tell them, now go. The Boko Haram will have left that place.
So
what more proof
are
do we
you
need?
saying that the Nigerian government is involved in what is...
What are you saying? Even Jonathan, before he left, openly said they are in my cabinet.
Oh.
Look, this thing has been known to collapse nations from within. So there's nothing new about what is going on in Nigeria. It's just like the architecture of thought. I would rather speak to the younger generation, the digital generation, who understand programming. Because it looks as if the older generation don't have what it takes, don't have the understanding to acknowledge that there's a problem here. And let us come squarely. My eyes are on the president of Nigeria. He needs to be careful. Yes. Listen to me. I have nothing against him personally, but I can tell you something that is very, very clear to anybody. Now, he is an astute, consummate politician, but he doesn't realize that there's a global problem that he's dealing with. In order to become the president of Nigeria, nobody can argue there were deals that went on. And in our essence, what he did was that he, more than anybody else, realized that...
Yeah, Christian, go on. Christian, your network is not good. Your network is...
Malthus, he lied. How can he say... Yeah, how can he say it? Can you hear me? Huh?
Go ahead.
Hello? Well, yeah, he said, I don't know if you can hear me, Malthus.
Go ahead, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's very... All right, carry on, bro. Yeah, so if you can't hear me, then just carry on, okay? Hello? Yeah, so I just tried to say, I don't know if you can hear me, but let me just say, yeah, let me just say it. So he lied. Yeah, he said that Tinubu is trying to, is it like to exonerate him? No, you can't do that.
Your network is bad. We can't hear you. We can't just hear you. We can't hear you. Your network is very bad. We can't hear you.
Mazi Chicks.
Yeah, go on, Bro Max.
Thank you, my brother. You know what Mazi Namoche Christian wants to say is this: that the guy is lying, that Tinubu doesn't know the global effect of what is going on in Nigeria. I will tell you that this man is right. I will tell you that he is right. If you are not a Sunni Muslim or a Shiite, you are not recognized. If you are not from their own area, you are Igbo Muslim, Yoruba Muslim, you are not recognized. Most of the real plans that they do, you would not have an idea of what they are doing, because when they succeed, you that is supporting them that is not from their core, you will be dealt with as well. In fact, no matter how long you've been in that as a Muslim, you can never lead where a Sunni guy of Fulani or Hausa, in fact, Fulani, let's say a 6-year-old Fulani will lead you in prayers in the mosque, irrespective of how long, no matter how long you have been a Muslim, a sheikh, or whatever. That is the priority they give. So if this man would tell you that, being that Tinubu is a Yoruba man, he might not be aware of the global, conspiracy on what these people want to do in Nigeria. That is what I have to say about that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry. Money, bro, Max, I think, can you hear me? Yeah?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, again, this is why Nigeria is an unworkable entity, an irredeemable. You can go and bring anything. Never will Nigeria work. Because not even to have a protest or a revolution can work. This is it there. You can clearly see this man, who is also a Yoruba guy, with so much information he has, he's still trying to exonerate his brother. We call it for what it is. We don't care.
Bro Christian, in that sense, I disagree with that exoneration. I don't think he's exonerating him, because if you watch from the beginning, he said that Tinubu entered a deal with these very people. But what he's saying, he doesn't know the weight. He doesn't know the weight of the deal he entered into. He doesn't know how deep it is.
No.
I think I agree with him in that. I agree with him in that. He's not trying to exaggerate.
Yeah, but can you?
When you listen fully,
no, but
not just on this part, when you listen in a whole, in everything he said, he never exaggerated the Tinubu in any way.
No, but bro, even before Tinubu became president, he already knew what is going on. He knew about the Islamization agenda.
He knows, but he doesn't know when he entered into this deal as a politician. He was going into it as a politician to enter into a deal to become a president. He entered into a deal with them. Undeniable. The guy said it that he went into a deal with them. But the problem is that he doesn't know the depth of what he was entering. He thought it was just about the Boko Haram, the Lakowara, and all this, but both the support of the Saudi Arabia and all the international communities that are into it, international bodies that are part of it, he's not aware. He thought it's something he's going to play with and handle it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, my point is this. You cannot, it's like trying to play ignorant. Ignorance is not an excuse. Why? Because way before Tinubu ever contemplated, people have been shot. It's a global movement. This is not just about Nigeria. It's a global international jihadist funded by some Islamic countries. If America, if Britain cannot be spared, I mean, what do you think about Nigeria then? Now, for him to say that he doesn't know the depth of it, if I have been saying, if you remember, for a long period of time, that this is a global jihadist, Adeboye, and some of these top, both in Christianity, in Christendom, they are aware of it. They congregated. You cannot tell me that Tinubu is a quintessential politician doesn't know about this, bro. Anyway, you can carry on, but I'm just telling you that try to play ignorance of not knowing the depth is pure lie, because it was in his presidency that when they congregated about this movement. It's nothing different. The only thing different is that God brought Trump to either to drive a wedge or to stop it or to dismantle it. And we're witnessing that, because in America, like I'm telling you today, they are in court fighting Sharia law. Can you believe that? Fighting to prevent Sharia law in Dallas, Texas. So carry on, but I just want to make that point clear that none of us, if we cannot be ignorant, if we know the depth of it, how can Turubu not know the depth of it? But it's okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So what we are saying, what I didn't agree with when you say that he is trying to exonerate Turubu, because I didn't see it as exonerating Turubu. He indicted Turubu on several occasions, just like when he mentioned the issue of Obasanjo, when he said he went to Ota to discuss Obasanjo. Now Obasanjo was telling him about the invitation of these people, and he told Obasanjo that even in his own government they were already penetrating even before he left. So you see, some of them, when it comes to this politics, black people especially, even our own Igbo people, sometimes you see their envy, their greed blindfold them. Their greed blindfold. They think that they can be able to manipulate everything. They think they can play smart in everything. Even when they have ideas, they think they can play smart.
Yeah.
So I don't see
agree on that.
They have been exonerated. He's not been exonerated. He's been indicted in whole. There's no.
Because. But you know that it's also in the spirit. It's also in the spirit of that. Adiolu asked him point blank, straightforward question: who is trying to take Nigeria? He drifted away. Instead of so it's on that thing.
Did you see that he didn't answer that question? He doesn't know.
Okay. Oh, you see what I mean? You see where I'm coming? He knows, but he drifted away. He pivoted. You know. And at the same time, he said that he doesn't know the depth. No, we all know the depth. Well, not all. I wouldn't say all, but we know the depth. And that is why nobody has propagated the awareness more than Nnamdi Kanu. I know the depth. From when I was even very little, I knew that Nigeria is not going anywhere. And my brother, carry on. Thanks.
Yeah, that's what I say. When we are doing this
program,
there is something we need to pay attention to. When we are dealing with these people who we know that they are, like this man that is speaking, he's still a one Nigerianist.
Okay.
He's still a one Nigerianist, and there are certain things he cannot say. So when we are using their program, when they use that their tone, we know them. We know that they still believe that they can salvage Nigeria. But like some of us now who have stood under the lecture of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, made our own verification and finding, and we know that it will never work. It doesn't matter how you pretend, it won't work. But for them, they still stay on that neutral ground, not to offend this one, not to be. They will not speak the way we are speaking. They will not speak the way we are speaking. They will never do. But at this stage that we have reached now, it's forcing some of them to voice out. People cannot be silent anymore. And the depth of information this man is passing, just like the one that what is it? That Commodore, the one that the Commodore revealed in the national TV. Just like just like what is this called? The one they murdered, the man from the middle.
Allow me.
One of what is this? This our Christian brother, the murdered in middle.
Obadiah Malai.
Exactly. These are people that have very strong information, but they don't speak the way we speak. Even Obadiah Malai, after everything he said, he will tell you to pray for Nigeria. We can make it work. You see? It's not that they don't know, but when they come, they can't speak the way we speak. So we won't say that they are supporting or doing this. What we have to, the way we look at it, we know that they are standing on a different platform. They can't speak the way we speak. Just like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and those of us and the one Nigerianists and those who call themselves activists in Nigeria. You will see an activist will come and tell you how things are not working, how the terrorists have taken over everywhere, up to 90%. But at the same time, he will tell you, let's us work and see, the whole people can build together. They will never tell you about this integration. They will never mention it, even though they know that it is the ultimate solution.
Like
the only man who was supposed to mention it was this Commodore. At a stage, Commodore said, if we cannot be together, let us separate. That was the way the Commodore put it.
Kunle Olawumi. Yeah.
Kunle Olawumi.
But
the way he put it.
maybe, Brachus, don't you think that they probably either they've silenced him or he's out of the country? Because another one is Dr. Kachi, the Igbo guy, operates on their voice.
After that very interview, he's out of the country.
And this one now, this lady now, he's not in the country. I'm shocked too, because
There is something. No, see, let me tell you. They say, my people, if you remember, they asked this guy. He said when he visited Obasanjo, look, I was in the military when they introduced Sharia. They did not introduce Sharia when the military administration was there. They waited until a civilian head of state was inaugurated. And who was the head? The commander-in-chief. The commander-in-chief 1999 was Obasanjo. When they introduced the Sharia immediately, January, I think that was just about a few months of Obasanjo's regime. They didn't wait. They introduced Sharia. Listen to me, oh. They called Obasanjo. This is what is going on. Obasanjo said, oh no, don't worry about it, that Sharia will fizzle out. That's what he said. Put it, apart with what this man said when he told us here that Obasanjo said that in his own understanding, his own understanding was that, oh, Sharia will vanish. But that Sharia has given birth to different kinds of radical Islamic extremists. They may come in different names, nomenclature, but they have one thing in common, that is Islamization. So if this guy will not, you don't expect this guy to say, look, Ghana, they used Ghana, that Idoma boy from Benue State. Yeah. When this boy came to his senses and wanted to expose everything that they used him to do in Benue State and part of Taraba also, what happened? As he was going to the state house to meet Governor Autumn that time, what happened? He was assassinated. In the midst of police and soldiers that were escorting him, he was assassinated. Obode Amelafia came and released all the information that he got from their own commanders, these terrorist commanders. When he came out and told you that the commander of Boko Haram is Erofai, is the governor, sitting governor at that time, Erofai. He is the commander. What happened? He mysteriously died. Commodore Lawumi came and explained everything as a Yoruba man. As I'm talking to you now, he has never stepped his foot in Nigeria. He's outside. He is outside. This guy would not openly say the way he said. Look at Catch on Onuju. I don't know whether he's still in Nigeria now or he has gone out as well. He has never been blocked. I've not been hearing from him. Catch on Onuju has been mentioning him.
Yesterday, Mazi,
there was a time when I
don't know if he's in the country, but he's always speaking. He was on.
There was a time.
Go ahead, Chris.
His last video I saw was when they were interviewing him. Okay, the last time I heard of him was when they interviewed him. He was walking. I think he was around Sokoto. Yeah. He was around the Sokoto area there while he went for, to visit some of the people in IDP or something like that. He was walking while he was also talking to, attending to the journalist that was interviewing him. So I don't know where he is now, but I believe if he is in Nigeria, but the rest of these people are no longer in Nigeria. Some of them are gone. Some of them are gone. Some are left Nigeria. Some
you've seen the danger. I hope we see those dangers.
Have gone below the ground. This man would not openly come out and call out. You understand? But we know. Mazichis, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead, but you're breaking up. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So that is how it is. Okay, that's okay. They say this man cannot just come out and begin to say it. As long as he lives in Nigeria with his video and his pictures all over here, he cannot say that way. We understand. The reason why you are talking the way you are talking is because you are not within that country. Just imagine a brigadier general that was, counted. A brigadier general that was counted. He made calls to his own group in their RV or headquarters. He made calls, but that call was intercepted.
Imagine.
That call was intercepted. A one-star general was murdered. You understand? So if you live in Nigeria, you must be careful. People are very, very careful, for what they say. I don't quite, you see, when I feel for them. I feel for them. Do you know how they have micromanaged, how do we call it, freedom of speech in Nigeria? Do you know how they micromanage them? Even the journalists cannot access on certain questions. There are some certain things that they cannot mention as long as you are within that space called Nigeria, my people. So let's feel for these people and understand them when they are talking. Thank you so much.
We lost you. We lost you, Max. We lost you. Let's continue to...
Very, very clear to anybody. Now, he is an astute, consummate politician, but he doesn't realize that there's a global problem that he's dealing with. In order to become the president of Nigeria, nobody can argue there were deals that went on. And in essence, what he did was that he, more than anybody else, realized that there are many factors to the Hydra. In terms of the kinetics, apart from the Fulani, the Boko Haram, the ISWAP controlled, Ansar, Lakurawa and Co. And what he did was to play them against each other so that
you
he
are
could get a seat in the presidency.
President Tinubu had a deal with the terrorists.
Excuse me, whether we like it or not, it is no longer a secret anywhere in the world that...
So, but what's the evidence? Some people will say that...
Okay, let me give you talk. Let me just give you let me throw you one quickly. People don't realize that the Mandela bombing in Niger State, the Catholic church that was bombed in Niger State, the fellow who headed it actually was in Lagos, in Snake Island, 2 days, 3 days, and then traveled to northern Nigeria to take his team to execute. What does that tell you? Now, when he got into police custody, he was arrested and he miraculously escaped. When he escaped miraculously, where was he arrested? Where did he take up refuge? He took up refuge in the lodge of a serving high-placed government official from Borno State, who happens to now be who? The Vice President of Nigeria. So what am I talking about here? Tinubu is one heartbeat away. You see, I feel sorry for him. In a way, we need to protect President Tinubu. He may think he has the guts to face these people, but I can tell you something, he has totally misread the size of the problem in which he has gone to double his hands.
Okay, so you said a lot of things. These are serious allegations.
Please, don't even bother. I'm the one talking. We are, listen, we are the circumcision. We worship God in the spirit. We rejoice in Christ Jesus and we have no confidence in the flesh. I'm a statesman. We worry about the generations to come. I'm not worried about the next election. There's nothing I'm saying that cannot be substantiated, not only within Nigeria, but globally. So let nobody deceive themselves. He's so-called, look, why do you think the federal government is trying to deny an evident truth? And all these people who have collected 30 pieces of silver, all these people speaking from two sides of the mouth, who are just shifting positions like the mendacious president that we have, why do you think they are going on like that? Because there's a plan. If this intervention had not come, and the president was allowed to go through his 8 years, who will he hand over the country to? And does he think they are not wise enough to know that if they are able to eliminate him, into whose hand does the country go? Now, this is where the problem is. If the country goes into the hand of the Boko Haram, the Fulani will not be happy. Those who are, look, let me give you a good example. An open secret. When Shekau became
Are you saying that the country will go into the hand of Boko Haram after Tinubu?
Please, if you remember very well, just after he came in, there was some kidnappings, some bombings, and then there was an outrageous demand for one impossible, I can't remember, was it 20 billion or something, impossible amount of money. When that demand was made, it was not really because they felt that kind of money will be paid. It was a direct message, a coded message to the presidency. Everybody is aware now that there was complicity in the times of in terms of the former president Muhammad Buhari. Like I mentioned Issa Pantami. Also, don't forget about that his interesting governor who turned against Buhari in the last minute, who was persuaded to turn against Buhari, the worst governor Kaduna State has ever had. And I said something when Kaduna State was
Governor El-Rufai.
Yes. Look, let's not even go there. Go and look at his tweets in the earlier years. Go and look at his own open admission on television that he left Nigeria to neighboring countries with money to go and sponsor the terrorists who had come to kill in Nigerian territory. Why did they have that kind of confidence then? Was because they knew they had entered governance. Now, as I'm speaking right now, listen, we need to reformat this country. And there's an opportunity that has come right now that if we mismanage this opportunity, let me tell you something, even God in heaven will look away when in the south part of Nigeria, in the eastern part of Nigeria, 13-year-old girls end up being raped. Look, there was a blogger recently who was being political, and I want to tell everybody prophetically right now what is coming up for those who refuse to face truth, those who refuse to give value to the lives of others. A young blogger recently said that there's no genocide, I'm a Christian, I don't feel threatened, long live P-Bat. She was one of those who was killed, if the account that is coming is right, in Kwara State in a church attack. Oh, she thought it was far away. Now, this is the fate, sadly, of those who live in
by opportunity, you're talking about Trump saying that he would interfere with what is happening in Nigeria.
Well, I prefer the word intervention, and let me put it for you like this: for any godly-minded
intervention, not interfere.
The declaration of Nigeria as a country, a CPC, that designation, yes, that designation is a human designation. What we should worry about is that God in heaven himself had already declared Nigeria as a country of particular concern.
Absolutely.
Listen, according to prophecy, Nigeria is supposed to be the trigger of a global move of revival. Then the other side too decided that Nigeria must become the epicenter of the next greatest satanic attack against the entire world. So the destiny of Nigeria is what we're fighting for. Look, the corruption in Nigeria, I gave an interview when President Tinubu entered, and I did remember saying that it will not be an honor for anybody to serve in this dispensation. After the negotiation, he bought. Look, the mantra of this government is this: whatever problem money cannot solve will be solved by more money. Not realizing that there's a hyper-dimensional problem, a problem bigger than money. Look, let me tell you.
Bro, Christian, are you still there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you hearing? Did you hear the extent the guy have gone now? You know, when you listen to the program in whole, you see that he is not exonerating Trubu in any way. He's not exonerating them in any way. Instead, he's indicting him the more, and he made it clear. You know, you know, some of the program they cut it short. But I tried to get the full program. When you watch the full, you see he indicted him in all aspects, in all areas. He indicted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello? Yeah.
Hello,
I've seen the video. I don't know if this is, yeah. I've seen the video, the whole of it. I know it has a lot of facts. Make no mistake about it. But my point is that, well, maybe I'm seeing it from a different angle, and that angle is that Tinubu is as complicit in the destruction, in the terrorism going on in the country, just as any terrorist you can ever imagine. Maybe it's that angle, that area that we differ. Why? Because he knew that before Tinubu became president, one woman was asked him, what is going to, what is his template? He said, if he said they will kill him. Now, he also, Tinubu, whoever it is, maybe Buhari or Impost or whatever, he came out to say that he has made his point clear to Tinubu that the things he has to do and the things he cannot do, that he shouldn't come back to involve him in anything. Buhari said that. So the thing is that agreement, whether written or verbally or orally, was reached. That Tinubu, these our foot soldiers, don't dare. Stay away from them. This you can do, that you cannot do. That's pointedly, and they say, go down, go and sit down in Aso Rock. And that is why, for going to 3 years now,
yes.
Hello? Hey, God. Hello?
Go ahead, wow. We can hear you.
We
you
can
hear me?
You. We can hear you.
Yes.
So that is why, for going to like 3 good years now, Tinubu sat there and does nothing. And do you know that? Well, because I've seen this program before, whole of it, I've seen it all, this very interview, how much Gumi, the level of implication, the level of participation of Gumi in the terrorism is overwhelming. But yes, this same Gumi is still going around in China's media houses. And you wonder if Tinubu government is not part of it all, why will he not apprehend Gumi as we speak now? Why would Nnamdi Kanu that has no hand?
Why will he apprehend Gumi when Gumi is the people answerable to the global terrorism that is affected? Why will he?
He's part of that. Exactly.
So that's what I'm talking about. Because Tinubu is in that agreement too. Now they think they can fool the Americans, but even if you are fooling,
whatever Buhari handed over. Hold on now. Hold on.
Hello. Hello. Hey.
Go ahead. Maxwell was interjecting, but I think he's muted too. Go ahead.
Okay. So, oh God. So they think they will fool Americans. Maybe let me just quickly say this before, I don't know, network or whatever, because I've seen an interview where a question was asked. An American, I think it's false news. A question was asked either the U.S. ambassador to UN if he believes that the Nigerian government sees the American government in good light. And I was like, I hope they know what they're doing. Why do I say that? In other words, it's like if the Nigerian government likes the American government, if they see them in good, but trust me, bro, I'm saying it because again, I wrote a piece on that same program to let them know my position. No, but again, it's important to say it here because we don't know who listens. One thing, just one could make a difference. Sometimes you just never know. So my point is that if American government, if they think that this Nigerian government have faith in them, that they have any good feeling towards America, that is the worst mistake they could make in their life. Why do I say that? Nigerian government, they hate the US government just as they do hate Israel government too. That I can guarantee you. And why do they do that? Why do they hate America the same way? Is because they feel that America is giving the green light, or rather very much in support of Israel doing what they are doing in Gaza. They are perceived genocide. I won't be able, of course, I won't have time to go into that, but I think I probably in the past have said something regarding what people term, what South Africans term genocide in Gaza. Now, so that is something else. That is story for another day. But they hate America. This terrorist government that is in charge of Nigeria, they will never be truthful. They will never be straight with America. So you must know that they welcome Hamas, a terrorist group, into Nigeria. That alone tells you everything. So, but that is the situation, my brother, Mark, choose. We're having a difficult time, but we are doing our best. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Tell you something, the mistake that he's making. The whole Nigerian budget, when you look at it every year, all said and done, comes to how much? Maybe about $30 billion. How much does the diaspora remit to Nigeria every year?
20 billion.
Dollars.
Yes,
so,
sir.
When you hear Nigerians, you see, when poverty has been weaponized against a nation, people cannot think anymore. The older generation have been reduced by the weaponization of poverty. So look, thinking is an expensive thing. So it's not easy. Don't blame the average Nigerian.
Okay.
People are susceptible to money.
So, Daddy, before we round up, you've said a lot of things. Are these things that you can defend, like the allegations about the president, the vice president being part of, the Boko Haram?
In whose house was Kabiru Sokoto?
This is an information that has
Kabiru Sokoto hiding before it was picked up. Please, if not for global interference in Nigerian affairs, we are ready 90-something% to the day of doom.
Did you hear that? That Nigeria is already 90-something% to the day of doom.
He said what? Branches.
Nigeria is already 90-something% to the day of doom.
Okay, 90-something% to
that is
doom.
If not the intervention of Trump, that he said Nigeria is it 90-something or 40-something%?
90-something%. 90-something% to the day of doom.
Wow.
The intervention has not yet happened. Are all over our
yes, now, Mazi Chooks, they are all over our.
He has not intervened yet.
No, the threat.
These people don't know anything.
Is also, putting them on a very serious position. Yeah.
You see, and you see some people. They come online. They are busy gossiping. They think that Biafra is their problem. You see some people. They come. They think that Mazen Nandikan is their problem. You see some people. Their own problem is to be rejoicing on the issue of Biafra. They are rejoicing that Mazen Nandikan was jailed. They are rejoicing that Mazen Nandikan was transferred to Sokoto. You see some people, when they come to our program with the Biafrans, speaking about the real solution, the real remedy, the ultimate remedy to save every life, to save every Tom, Dick, and Harry, everybody, not just the Biafra.
Mazichuk, I sent you a video. I sent you a video on your WhatsApp. I don't know whether it was from one of our, it's a security alert for naked people. I don't know whether you have seen it. For naked Imo State. Naked, there are quite a lot of motorbikes, strange faces in naked that they have never experienced before in naked Imo State.
I've seen that Imo State video. I've seen it.
I've seen it too. I've seen it.
Okay, it's from our brother who is also a U.S. military officer. And I think I've forgotten a very big time guy too in the IT world, Chibuenyi. Yeah, I saw his Twitter handle, Chibuenyi also. Yes, strange people with on bikes.
I've seen it, my brother. You know the most disturbing thing in that video. The most disturbing thing in that video was the boldness of the same people coming out to attack somebody who was videoing them. An Igbo guy who was here videoing
exactly
the boy. He came to attack the boy.
Yes. See, You know, if you remember, there was a time. I am very, very sorry to say this. I am very, very sorry to say this. Mazichus, can you hear me? Biafrans, are you people listening to Okene? Are you people listening to Okene? What I experience in Kaduna, Southern Kaduna, is what is about to happen in Imo State. And who knows how many other places these people have taken care of. How many places? There was a report, over 600 terrorist cells in the land of Southeast alone. Over 600. I'm telling you, you see, Mazen Nambekano made a program. He said, if not for the love of his land and the call of God that is answering, he would have just gone home and sit down and let these people enter into you people. When they enter you, then you will know. See, if this thing that is doing our people, you see your own coming out to tell you this is what is going to happen. Hey, shut up. You told you that will happen in Nigeria. Prepared. You are not prepared. The day these people will enter you, but I'm telling you the truth. Sorry for you people, because unless God stops it, these people will enter Imo State and it is going to be bloody. I am telling you, it will be bloody. You haven't seen their arms, so you haven't seen their machetes, so that one they are using to cut people's brain out. You haven't seen them wait until the signal is blown. You will not come and tell me that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu brought insecurity into Southeast. Since the time they captured Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, captured Simon Ekpa, has insecurity in Southeast reduced? Has it gone away? Let's continue. See, ihe ahụ tara Maazị Nnamdi Kanu eze pịara ya ọdụ, Maazị Simon ọ pịa ya ọdụ, ọ ya taa unu eze. Ọ kwefuru ndị one Nigeria si nọ n'Igbo, nọ n'ala Igbo. One Nigeria si nọ n'ala Igbo. Anụ ahụ ya taa unu, ọ ga-eji eze taa unu. Mgbe ọ tara unu, then ị ga-amata mmiri na-abụ nke wu mmiri oyi na nke wu mmiri ọkụ. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. General, take the mic. General, unmute yourself and speak to us. General. General, are you there? Unmute yourself and speak to us. I can see you there. General, unmute yourself. Unmute your mic and speak to us. Unmute yourself and speak to us if you are there. Oh, he's gone. Okay.
So if we like, let us miss this opportunity. All those talking from the same different sides of the mouth, they will soon know what it is that we are dealing with.
Exactly what do you want the US to do?
Very simple. There are 4 sets of people who are talking to us in the US. Number 1, those who are genuinely concerned. All right. Number 2, we have those who are looking for government appointments. Number 3,
in the US, looking for government appointments in Nigeria.
Looking for government appointments in the US. They are careerists.
Trump's administration.
Then there are those who know that money, US dollars, follows policy. So if not for Trump, they will not be speaking up. They are there. And then there's a last set of zealots who are so zealous that they reject God's wisdom. Those ones are what we call sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. They are equally as dangerous. So this is what I want us to do. If Nigeria cooperates properly with the window that God has used Trump to open, there's something that I cannot talk about in detail now. It's called the flight of 2 eagles. There's a bald eagle in that vision that can rescue the green eagle. Now, if we are able to eliminate the unnecessary voices that are fouling the waters in America for us, both within those against us and those for us, and remain only the voices that are looking forward to the future of Nigeria, let me tell you what will come out of it. Number 1, Nigeria will become a nation. Watch this, where the value of life will be something else. We will leap from quantum leap to the forefront of global civilization, all within 4 to 8 years. Number 2, the Nigerian foreign exchange right now that is about 1,600 naira to the dollar can be brought down to at least 1 to 250 to 350.
This one is impossible
Naira
dream that
to
will
the
ever
dollar.
happen. Nigeria
If
is
we
meant for doom
cooperate
and is
properly
going
with
to destroy.
understanding to tailor the American response,
This one is a prediction that
in a
is
way
just a wish.
that will be profitable to the global community.
They are speaking about
So,
a wish.
have you discussed any of this with the Nigerian government? Have you presented?
A government that is busy denying.
Oh.
Listen, the moment the Nigerian government is ready, even for President Tinubu, there's a way of escape for him. I fear for his life. If you do a proper concatenation and look at the analysis of what's on the table, and the way these things are going, he can't trust anybody around him. Because there's an option open to them, which he's aware of. Okay? But Nigeria cannot afford that option.
What's the option?
Well, the point is this. If he cooperates with us, we have been studying this thing, we have been watching over this, we will create a Nigeria where no Muslim, no Christian is oppressed. Now, let me tell you this. When the generation of Awolowo and Zik and Co,
pause it there.
when they got independence from Nigeria.
Okay, go ahead.
Mazichuk, pause it. See, there is never a time anybody that tells you that Nigeria is going to be better tomorrow, that person is a prophet of doom. That is
where their one Nigerian is coming. When their Nigerian brain coming, no matter how they hide it, at the end of the day, they show us their Nigerian.
Say this man is a Yoruba Christian, right?
Yeah.
Kunle Olawumi is a Yoruba Muslim. Do you remember?
Yes.
Kunle said, no matter how long it takes them, their intention is to fulfill Islamization.
Exactly.
In as much as Christianity and Nigeria, Islam in Nigeria is on a parallel line, there is nothing. This problem would never be solved unless unless Nigeria is divided. Let me give you a typical example. You are in Europe. You know about the history of Yugoslavia Republic, old Yugoslavian Republic. You know that the Bosnians, the Serbians, the Serbs, the Bosnian Serbs are predominantly Muslims. I think you know that.
Yes.
And immediately the collapse of communist, system in Eastern Europe, they wanted to dominate the Yugoslavia. The Kurats, that is the Croatians, are predominantly Catholic. So the world cried out. They cried out. America led the United Nations there and stopped them immediately. Today, as I'm talking to you, you have 7 countries separating from the former Yugoslavia. 7 countries. Croatia is one of them. North Macedonia is one of them. Slovenia is one of them. I think there are other ones that I cannot remember their names here. That is the only thing that is going to save Nigeria. But if this man is still preaching of one Nigeria, a better one Nigeria, this thing will die down. They will, when America intervene, deal with them, they will lie down, they will go,
they will lie low and come back again.
They will fall back. Then once there is, I think equal proportion of number of Christians and Muslims in there, once they begin to get, their people again in positions, this things will start. It will never go away. Never. My stepfather in Nigeria called this all you could. Ọrịa nọ na nwoke, ọrịa nwoke, asị na o nwere ọrịa ụmụ nwoke na-arịa, ọwụ ọrịa ukwu, ọ na-ala ala unless ọ nwụkwara, unless ọ nwụrụ tinye ya niile, ịma n'ọrịa ukwu ahụ, ọ na-ala ala. That is what Nigeria is. Thank you so much. For our people must listen. Our people must listen. What happened to the Hausa people? the Tayep Southern Kaduna people, Zango Kataf people, is about to happen to my mother's ancestral land because of their stubbornness. I've finished my own. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother.
Pax Britannica did not allow us to lay a firm foundation for a prosperous country. The divide and rule included religion. Now, this opportunistic hydra created by Osama bin Laden is using that opportunity. Now, if only Tinubu will cooperate, I will tell him that the first friend of Nigeria in America, first of all, in the olden days, was a man called Frank Wolf. Next is Chris Smith, Congressman Chris Smith. After him, we want to thank people like Louis Gohmert, we want to thank people like Ted Budd, Peter Ricketts, we want to thank people like Josh Hawley, we want to thank people like James Langford, then Ted Cruz. But most of all, this is better than any Nobel Peace Prize. We need to thank God for the two tweets that
of Donald
Trump. They are prophetic.
So, but since Trump said that he was going to get involved, the killing has actually gotten worse, and the government is not doing anything really. The young government is not doing anything.
Needed to happen to prove to the Nigerian that the government is so compromised it does not care about your life. All it cares about is to win the next election, which will be the last election that is really democratic in Nigeria.
This is a lot for people to digest. In the course of this half hour, you have implicated the president, the vice president, the entire cabinet, the military is compromised. A lot of these things, like the military being compromised and so on, people know. You've talked about El Rufai, you've talked about Sheikh Gumi, the minister that you mentioned, Issa Pantami.
What does he want to respond? His articles were on the Al-Qaeda website, globally exposed in France, everywhere. All the intel that has been given to Nigeria from foreign nations has been neutralized by the Nigerian government all these years. Who can deny that?
I'm really hoping that the Nigerian government will respond. I'm really hoping that they would respond to this.
We have gone past that level. Where we are now is how do we save Nigeria? How do we salvage the nation? How do we create a future for all our children?
There is nothing to salvage.
Don't let the blood of the people who have been slaughtered through the years, past more than 20-something years, we should not let their bloodshed be in vain. Unmerited suffering is often redemptive, and that's the way we should go now.
Thank you so much, Reverend Ladi Peter Thompson, for your time. I truly appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you so much.
Pleasure is mine. God bless you.
You have heard it all. This information is loaded. The man released everything, nothing reserved. The information that is remaining for you to hear, all of them are out. We are ahead of time. We, the Biafran people, we have already chosen the only remedy. Biafra, the only remedy. There is no two ways about it. And we will continue to call for the disintegration of Nigeria. That is the ultimate and simple solution. Just do it. You don't even need to put your foot on the ground. The United States don't even need to put their soldiers on the ground. Go ahead on the disintegration. The northern part of Nigeria will deal with their terrorists by themselves. The middle belt will deal with their insecurity. The southwest will deal with theirs. We, the Biafran people, we are already dealing with our own, and we will stamp them out. As simple as that. But if you continue to pet them speak grammar, after speaking grammar, you go back to bed, tomorrow you come again, it will do the same. Because the people that are involved, the Nigerian citizens themselves, these people are a bunch of clowns and idiots. You go to their platform, you see some of them, they are busy. They think it's about the Biafra people. They think it's about Igbo man. They are still busy gossiping Igbo. They think it's about Igbo. But I thank you go that today, even many of our Yoruba brothers are speaking up. Many people in the northern part of Nigeria are speaking up. That is why today, many videos I have played today, you see people from the north complaining of the same thing we are talking about. So that